The Golden State Warriors made one of the boldest moves of the season, trading for Jimmy Butler in a shocking midseason deal that looked like the spark for one final title run with Steph Curry. But then, crickets. No free agent signings, no trades, no first-round picks, just silence. It's like the front office went on vacation while the rest of the league kept moving. And the craziest part? They might actually be okay with that. But behind the quiet exterior is a mess. One that could blow up the Warriors' last real shot at contending. And it all starts with a player who's never even been close to an all-star. If you didn't know any better, you'd think the Warriors had a great offseason. After all, they landed Jimmy Butler, exactly the kind of two-way dog that Golden State needs in a playoff series. But here's the catch. That move already happened at the trade deadline. And that's where everything went sideways. The Warriors gave up Andrew Wiggins, one of their only movable contracts, and a precious draft pick in the process. That was the cost to get Jimmy early. They used up the ammo most teams would have saved for the offseason. Now, they're out of assets, out of flexibility, and stuck trying to make magic with leftover pieces. In other words, the big move already happened, and that was it. If there's one name that defines the Warriors' offseason paralysis, it's Jonathan Kuminga. On paper, he's a valuable young piece, athletic, versatile, still just 21. But behind the scenes, it's been anything but smooth. For years, Kuminga's relationship with Steve Kerr has been rocky. Despite flashes of brilliance, he's never earned Kerr's full trust. And now, with restricted free agency on the table, the tension has hit a boiling point. In a normal offseason, Kuminga would have gotten a $25 to $30 million offer sheet from a team with cap space. But this year, the market is dry. Teams like Brooklyn were the only ones with real room, and even they've moved on. No suitors means no leverage. And the Warriors, they're just waiting. They can't sign him, can't trade him, can't move forward until it's settled. Multiple teams, like the Kings or Suns, have been rumored, but the deals are complicated and messy. Either the money doesn't match, or no one wants to give up serious assets for a guy who hasn't quite proven himself. And until this Kuminga mess is resolved, the Warriors are completely stuck. Let's be clear, the Warriors didn't just skip free agency, they ghosted it. No first-round pick, no mid-level exception splash, not even a sneaky bench signing. The only thing they reportedly offered was a minimum deal to Bradley Beal, who obviously chose the Clippers instead. Why? Because they're scared to mess up the books while the Kuminga situation drags on. That's how frozen they are. Even rumored additions like DeAnthony Melton or Al Horford are on hold, all thanks to one unresolved negotiation with a young player they don't even fully trust. Golden State's offseason isn't quiet, it's paralyzed. On paper, this roster makes some sense. Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond are still one of the smartest, toughest playoff trios in basketball. They've got experience, defense, shot making, everything you want in a 7-game series. If the stars align, they could punch above their weight, maybe even make a run to the conference finals. But the regular season, that's where things fall apart. This team isn't built for 82 games, they're built for 16. And in today's West, that's a problem. Steph is aging, Jimmy is always banged up. Draymond can't carry the defensive load like he used to without breaking down. The Warriors don't have the depth or durability to survive the long grind of an NBA season. If even one of those guys misses a stretch, it could be the difference between a 5 seed and the play-in. And in this year's Western Conference, the play-in is a war zone. One of the only players the Warriors could trade is Draymond Green. His contract is big enough to match salaries and shake things up. But let's be real, that's not happening. Draymond is too important to what they do. He's the emotional engine, the defensive quarterback, the guy who makes the system work. You could trade him, but you'd never get equal value back. And without him, the Warriors' entire identity collapses. So they're holding on to him, which means they're also holding on to one of the few levers they had to pull. They've committed to the trio. Now they have to ride it out, for better or worse. Here's the truth nobody in the Bay wants to hear. This might be it. Steph is still elite, but he's also 36. Jimmy Butler isn't exactly known for being low maintenance, and he's already logged a ton of minutes. Draymond has lost a step. There is no cavalry coming, no young core to develop, no cap space to reinvent the roster. They're all in on this version of the team. And if it doesn't work, there's no reset button, just a steep decline and a long rebuild. Some fans believe the Warriors are CACA. Some fans believe the Warriors are simply waiting, biding their time for the Kuminga situation to resolve before pouncing on the next move. Maybe there's a trade brewing, maybe there's a master plan we don't see. But from the outside, it looks like they're out of options. The Jimmy Butler trade was their swing. Everything since then has been damage control. And maybe, just maybe, they know it too.